How you doing, everybody? This is Hayden. Today, her and I are going to bring you something special on Behind the Reels, our new show, The Coming Attractions, this evening. Well, this afternoon, because it's only 1 o'clock. It's not evening yet. Don't rush the day. I had made up an entire list using Google, which Google pissed me off first, because first they only showed me 3 movies that were left for this year. That was it, just 3 movies. And then all of a sudden I do another search, and she can see here by my notebook, I now have, if the page would work with me, 11 movies that are left for this year. One of which is already out, but I wanted to sit there and show you basically the laziness of Marvel with their synopsis for movies. And for you, since you don't know what synopsis is, I bet, that's the description of the movie. Okay? Now, we're going to go through these one by one. I'm going to read off the synopsis. I'm going to tell you if I'm excited to see it, and she's going to tell you if she's excited to see it too. So here we go. Of course, the very first one to have made the list, because of course it's a Marvel movie. We know superhero movies right now. Of course, it's Aquaman.
I'm not so sure, but yeah.
Yeah, you want to see that? You like
Yes.
Jason Momoa?
Yes.
He's cute, isn't he?
Sure.
That movie is due out December 21st of this year. The synopsis for it was very, very vague and plain, and it just says here, Aquaman finds himself caught between a surface world that ravages the sea and the underwater Atlanteans who are ready to revolt. That's all they have for it.
I know. I've seen it on a commercial once.
Yeah. Did you like the trailers for it?
Yes.
Yeah, it looks
Yeah.
exciting.
Yes.
Yeah.
There's a man who turns into Aquaman.
So there you go. Next movie we have, of course, is already out, but I just wanted to give you a little hint as to basically how some movies go all out for their fucking synopsis rather than just, yeah, this dude lives in the ocean. Come on. It's Mission Impossible Fallout. It came out July 27th of this year. They went more in depth with theirs, and it's the Ethan Hunt and the MF team join forces with CIA assassin August Walker to prevent a disaster of epic proportions. Now, granted, when you actually look up the synopsis for this movie, it's a lot longer than that, but I was not going to cramp out my hand writing all of that. So, have you seen any of the trailers for the Mission Impossible movie?
No.
No? Not at all?
No.
No. Do you even know what Mission Impossible is?
No.
I was going to say, because it's been around longer than I've been alive. So that was movie number 2. Let me just sit there. Boop, and boop. There we go. This way we keep track and don't mess up. The next movie we have here is actually one of the original standalone movies to come out for this year. Again, it's due out December 21st. And it's called Alita Battle Angel. Now, this is set several centuries in the future. The abandoned Alita is found in the scrapyard of Iron City by Ido, a compassionate cyber doctor who takes the unconscious cyborg Alita to his clinic.
I have not seen any trailers of that.
I have not either, and frankly, I'm actually a little excited for this one.
I'm not sure.
So this one might be a little too old for you. I know the next movie is definitely going to be too old for you to go see, because
There's a new My Little Pony movie coming out on my birthday.
Oh.
October 6th.
There you go, people. So definitely go check that out. All you bronies out there, too. You've heard of bronies. I know you have. But with Alita Battle Angel, it's basically, from what I saw with the synopsis, because again, it was a lot longer than what I wrote down here, but again, I didn't want to cramp out my hand. From what I saw, it's basically cyborg battle land going on. So it should be interesting. I'm actually want to see it.
I don't know.
And moving on to the next movie, of course. Stephen King favorite. Gonna be too old for her to watch. It's called Slender Man. August 10th is its release date, which is in a few days. It's coming out in a few days here, folks, so Terror strikes when 4 teenage girls in a small town perform a ritual to debunk the lore of a tall, thin, horrifying figure known as the Slender Man. They soon fear the legend is true when one of them goes missing. Now, some of you may remember certain girls in real life actually trying to do this and causing a lot of trouble for themselves and are now in jail for the rest of their lives. I, having read the book from Stephen King, am actually pretty interested in seeing this. Of course, with the book, the storyline is a bit different because with the book, it's about a man who is just continuously losing weight until he's just that skinny. And somehow survives. But again, Hollywood always takes its toll on movies and books combining together. It's really just horrible. Again, another Marvel movie on the list here. And again, proving that when it comes to Marvel movies, they are not very creative when it comes to describing their movies. We have here, coming out October 5th, the day before your birthday of this year, Venom. One of Marvel's most enigmatic, complex, and badass characters comes to the big screen. Quite literally, that's all they have for the movie. Then they go on to tell you that Tom Hardy is Venom. What's the point of having a synopsis for this movie at all? Have you seen any of the trailers for it?
Nope.
No? Not even online?
I don't go online.
But you know Marvel movies, you know Marvel characters, right?
Yes.
Are you excited about Venom?
I don't know.
See, this is why you don't work with kids. They don't know anything. Oh, gosh. But again, if you're going to sit there and put out something for your movies, at least be a little creative. I mean, you're a comic book company, for Christ's sakes. Anyway. Our next movie on the list here. Number 6. This one looks pretty interesting from what I've seen. It's called The Darkest Minds, and it just came out in theaters August 3rd. And it's The Darkest Minds. When teens suddenly develop powerful new abilities, they are seen as a threat by the government and sent to detainment camps. 16-year-old Ruby soon escapes from her captors and joins other runaways who are seeking safe haven. Now, to me, this sounds like another mutant movie, but not in connection with X-Men at all. You know about X-Men, right?
No.
No?
I don't.
You watched Logan with us. That's X-Men.
Oh.
But yes. I'm on the fence with this movie because of the fact that, again, yes, it's an original story that's finally being brought to us after all the remakes, all the reboots, and then all the Marvel movies that are coming out. It's something different, it's something new. I just feel like they're gonna half-ass it because they feel it's not gonna be quintessential to what this year is gonna need. But we'll see what happens. Okay, next on the list. This one I'm super excited for because this is something from my childhood that's now going to be part of her childhood. Which you know, you should already know the books for this. It's Christopher Robin and Winnie the Pooh.
Oh, I've seen trailers of that.
There we go. This movie.
They're even on YouTube.
Exactly. This movie came out also on August 3rd, and of course, because it's Winnie the Pooh and so many people, even youngsters like herself, do know the character of Winnie the Pooh, Piglet, Rabbit, Eeyore, Owl.
Tigger.
There we go. That's my girl.
Remington has a whole bunch of tickets on his bed.
Nice. It just says here, Winnie the Pooh and friends reunite with old pal Christopher Robin, now an adult. Again, the synopsis creativity is lackluster, but because it's Winnie the Pooh, I'm excited to see this movie. I know she wants to see this movie just by that.
I want to see Christopher Robin.
Yeah, there we go.
It looks really cute.
It does look really cute, and the fact that Christopher Robin's going through a hard time in his adult life and be able to find the comfort from his childhood.
You want to know a very funny thing about Christopher Robin? He jumps into a narrow pie, and he puts his nose and he jumps in. Because then, you know the donkey?
Yes.
The blue donkey?
Eeyore.
He was sitting in the pond, and then Christopher, he was walking across a bridge. He jumped in, plugged his nose, and then there.
So yeah, as you can see, even she's excited for this movie because, of course, it's Winnie the Pooh. It's probably one of the most looked forward to children's movies that are out there right now. I'm just putting that out there, folks. Moving on, this is a movie that even JP himself, her uncle, is excited to see. And it's due out in the next few days, August 10th. Now, this movie is called The Meg. Somebody thinks they're really cool, apparently. Because it's raining out there, so of course, we have idiots that don't know how to drive. There we go. Now, the synopsis for this movie. This movie is, from what I've seen with the trailers for this movie, it looks awesome. But the synopsis is, a massive creature attacks a deep sea submersible, leaving it disabled and trapping the crew at the bottom of the Pacific Ocean. With time running out, rescue diver Jonas Taylor, played by Jason Statham, must save the crew and the ocean itself from an unimaginable threat. And that unimaginable threat is the Megalodon. And for those of you who don't know, I know you don't, the Megalodon is actually the prehistoric version of the great white shark. I know that. There you go. So, and as with it being prehistoric, we all know when things are prehistoric, they're flipping huge, right? So I'm excited to see this movie, not just because of Jason Statham and it being a shark movie, but also because Ruby Rose is in this movie, folks. She's stepping up in the world. She's went from Orange Is the New Black.
Have you seen Mary Poppins?
Not yet. Ruby Rose went from Orange Is the New Black to this movie, and just recently CW has casted her as the new Batwoman for you folks out there. So she's really moving up and making her name well known. So good on her for that. I really, really am excited to see this.
There's a Teen Titans Go to the movies and Dodgeville theaters.
Yep. Yeah, I saw that in the Google search, but since it was already out, I didn't really.
Well, Platteville, I messed up.
There we go.
It's not in Dodgeville, it's in Platteville.
There we go. Okay, and here we go with another Spider-Man movie, the 9th movie on our list here. It's Spider-Man Into the Spider-Verse.
My brothers want to see that.
There you go. So you can tell them it's coming out December 14th. Now this is basically a new take on the whole Spider-Man universe. The synopsis says Spider-Man mentors a teenager from Brooklyn, New York to become the next web-slinging superhero. So apparently this guy is passing on his spider sense and creating a new Spider-Man.
I have the first one.
Yeah?
At Mom's.
Nice. So, I know your brother's excited to see it. Do you want to see it?
Not really. I'm not really into Spider-Man.
That's fair enough. What Marvel movie that we've listed here do you want to see?
Wonder Woman. I already seen it.
There we go.
It looks kind of good.
Yeah?
It's really good.
Well, actually, just to give you a little peek ahead, since you mentioned Wonder Woman, in 2019, Wonder Woman is coming out, 1984. It's coming out November 1st.
Yay! That means we can get the movie.
There you go.
Because it's on HBO.
Yep.
Like, if you have Roku, it's on HBO.
Yep.
You go to Kids, I think.
Makes sense.
And then you go and then you see Wonder Woman.
There you go.
And then you can watch Wonder Woman.
Tutorial for you from this lovely lady right here for you folks out there. If you have not seen it yet, go check it out. Our 10th movie and our second to last movie on this list is Mary, Queen of Scots.
I have not seen any trailers.
This movie is one of our historical movies on this list. It's coming out December 7th, and the synopsis for it is Mary Stuart attempts to overthrow her cousin, Queen Elizabeth I, only to find herself condemned to years of imprisonment before execution. So it's quite interesting to see how this story is going to play out. Especially since I believe it was Margot Robbie who was first named to be Mary Stuart, if I remember right. But we'll see. We shall see. And again, for you history buffs out there, this might be a good little entertainment section for you to go and watch. So, it's definitely going to be a little too old for her to watch. Just say it, folks. And our last movie on the list here, again, due out in the next few days. It's called Crazy Rich Asians.
No trailers.
It's due out August 15th, and it says here, Rachel Chu is happy to accompany her longtime boyfriend, Nick, to his best friend's wedding in Singapore. She's also surprised to learn that Nick's family is extremely wealthy, and he's considered one of the country's most eligible bachelors. So, that should be an interesting movie. I'm not sure I want to go and see it. Because I'm not really one of those romantic comedy movies kind of person.
There's an It movie that Paige has at home. She got from her birthday.
That's nice.
It's a new kind of It movie.
Yes, it's the remake of the original It.
Mm-hmm.
There you go.
There's a new Jumanji that I've seen.
Yep, with The Rock in it.
I know.
She's a new wrestling fan as well out there for you folks, so definitely keep your eye on this one. That's all the movies I have for you on the list here today. There are some movies that people would be quite excited to see. Others not so much, because again, they failed at giving us something to actually want to go see the movie besides a trailer. Not giving us much description with the synopsis, especially with the movie coming out very shortly. So, it takes all the fun away from that, that's for sure. But again, end of this year, a lot of Marvel movies coming out, a lot of superheroes kind of stuff coming out. So, it's going to be same old with the end of this year. From there, we'll see what happens. I mean, I did mention next year we are getting a Wonder Woman movie. But we'll see. My next video I'm going to have, because we have quite a few for 2019, as you can see here, Hayden.
There's 22.
Uh-huh.
Okay.
Yeah!
There's 51!
There's 51 movies projected for the next year to come. And that's not mentioning the movies that are still in the process of finding funding. So there may be even more movies to announce for 2019. I'm going to save that list for next time, because again, there's a lot here. So it's gonna take longer than I have for the rest of this day to get through this part of the list. So we'll save this one for another day. But for that, and for now, I think that's all we have for you today. Did you have fun?
Yes.
I did promise her a while ago that I would have her part of one of my videos, because Paige, her older sister Paige, is almost always part of ours anytime they are here. So, I wanted to give her some of the love too. So keep your eyes out. There may be more with her and Paige, and maybe their little sister Jace involved as well. We shall see. We shall see. You folks have a great day. Say goodbye.
Hi.